Hi, folks. Hello in 2021. Did you make any professional New Year's resolutions? Well, if increasing your new user activation was one of them, and I know it's an important KPI for a lot of you, especially product managers, product marketing managers. This video and this newsletter in general will be a gold mine of ideas how to improve it. So first of all, when you think about new user activation, actually almost a third of your users will give up before they even start interacting with your product if the first thing they see when they log in is a completely empty dashboard. So empty states are a bit like empty party rooms. When you have been invited to a party and you go in, the music is playing, but there is no one there, like, I would bet $100 right now that you wouldn't jump on the dance floor and start dancing. So the same thing happens to users when they sign up for a new tool and they log in and see nothing. They don't know how to use it, right? It's very challenging for them to, make this first step and break this cognitive barrier. So what you can do to help them is basically to create an environment which immediately shows them how to apply this tool to their particular use case. So Shiv Patel, a product manager, a former product manager at WeWork, and now a co-founder at Autopilot, marketing automation tool, has come across the same issue. And he had an interesting experience in WeWork, actually. He was opening WeWork offices in London, and he noticed that freelancers in the UK weren't really keen on buying memberships to co-working spaces when they were given a tour of an empty space. So what they did, they started organizing meetups in the spaces. And then when people came and saw other people, when they saw the interactions, when they saw the networking opportunities and the community in general, which was the main selling point over working from home, which is for free, of course, then they were a lot more likely to buy. So he translated this real life experience into digital experience in Autopilot. He basically asked his new users for their use case and then offered them templates, which he actually took out of the app and put directly on the website to them even before signing up. So people could browse the templates, choose the ones that were, corresponding to their use case, and then play around with them. And then when they wanted to actually use them, they just had to sign up and they would pick up where they left off. So this was an example of pre-boarding that can really help you increase your activation rates because the users don't start from a blank screen. Right, but when it comes to asking your users about their role and use case and what actually they're trying to achieve with your products, it's a bit tricky, right? I mentioned to you a few more times that you should include micro surveys in the welcome screen. But honestly, who wants to fill in lengthy surveys when they first log into a tool? Well, no one, I think. So another point that this leads me into is using gamification in your onboarding process to make this rather tedious but very important step in your interaction with the new users a bit more fun, a bit more interactive, and a bit less painful. Right? Product tours are painful. We don't want to sit through a 10-step tour where you're showing me everything that I don't need to know about your tool right now. So how can you implement gamification into your onboarding process easily without actually coding, without engaging your developers and making a huge ass project out of it? Well, what I would do personally is I would start from, say, putting the persona avatars on the welcome screen and letting the users choose who they are, actually. I had exactly the same experience yesterday. Actually, I was doing a cybersecurity course training, and they let me choose my character, my avatar. So that was really fun, and I thought, like, why don't we do that in SaaS, right? say if the persona for user pilot is product managers, product marketers, customer success managers, like why not let our people, our new users choose who they are, and then the next stage let them choose their own adventure, so like the scenario and the problem they are trying to solve with the tool. So that's how you can easily gamify the welcome screen. Another point in your onboarding that can be easily gamified is checklists, right? So checklists utilize the so-called Zeigarnik effect, which means that if we have certain unfinished tasks on our list, it's not like we need to do them. We have to do them. We'll literally feel, this strong psychological itch to complete an unfinished task. And if you tick off some points on the checklist, so say the user has already created an account if they're inside, right? But they are still left with doing these two tasks that will contribute to leading to their activation points and basically making them see the value of your product, so reaching the aha moment. They will kind of almost feel obliged to complete the tasks because it will be this open loop that will be annoying them. Another way how you can gamify your experience at the later stages of the user journey is by awarding your users badges for accomplishing a certain stage of proficiency in your tool. Especially if you have a complex tool or a platform that consists of different tools, you can even create a mini certification program with different checklists for different sort of areas of your platform, just like HubSpot does. HubSpot is very effective at this because it has kind of become a staple marketing technology tool. So actually, if you are very proficient at HubSpot, that increases your chances of promotion, of finding, interesting employment opportunities. So people even brag about the badges that HubSpot has awarded them on LinkedIn and elsewhere. So you could take a leaf out of HubSpot's book and do something similar in your tool. So create different checklists for different aspects of your tool and award badges of proficiency for completing a certain level of knowledge in your tool. And finally, especially if you have company accounts with multiple users, you could implement elements of rivalry between the users of a specific account. So say you could introduce leaderboards into your app, and that can be also easily done in User Pilot using modals, and basically see how many goals, so basically how many activation points in the user journey a specific user in the account has reached, and then award points to them and keep track of that. So these are 4 simple ideas how you can gamify your onboarding process without engaging your development resources. Let me know what you think about it, and if you have used gamification in your onboarding process. We have recently ran a survey and found out that only 20% of product managers have used gamification. So this is a huge untapped opportunity because, as we've learned from Autopilot, as we've learned from ProdFud, implementing just a few of these 4 elements can even double your new user activation rates. So if you want to get the specific numbers, go to our blog below and read the full story. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.